you think you're on the podium, you need to be by the big sign. Think.
Gentlemen, we'll give you some hand signals. We'll let you know when it's lap number one. No, not that, number one. But we'll also let you know from up here, laps, to keep all the communication going. And we are underway. The guinea pigs of day number 2, the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium, the Masters B, 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus, category 3 and 4, as we send them out on the road. Day number 2 underway here at the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Alrighty, lap number 1 done and dusted, and already a 2-man break off the front. Definitely saw first bid through. That's going to be Todd Swain. Cure, a race for the Cure. Powered by Regent Bank. Did not see the second bib number, but already on lap number 1, around the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium, we've got an attack, early attack here. So, 40 minutes of racing. We'll count the clock up before we count the laps down. Figure out our average time. Figure out the pace of the leaders in this one and the main group, the peloton, and then establish how many laps we think we can get in our 40-minute designated time frame here in the Masters B. So again, just underway. If you just joined us, welcome. Welcome. Hang out. Enjoy the ambiance. Enjoy the entertainment. We are going to take this all the way into the evening, as it is the Masters B is our guinea pig group here, opening race of the day. 79 brave souls on that start list. Get an unofficial number of how many actually towed the line here at the start of day number 2. So, it's again, they are the guinea pigs. We are opening laps here on lap number 2. We'll get the cameras up and running. If you're here in person, you don't need the cameras. But if you have to go hang out at the house, you got to run some errands, have the TV on in the background, go to TulsaTough.com. You got the live stream there. Again, Quick Trip, one of our great sponsors. A lot of these different people, again, local sponsors, putting their money where their mouth is, supporting a race like this, going on since 2006. St. Francis, of course, been here from the beginning. Don Thornton bringing the pace car. So it's the Lexus that'll roll through here on lap number 2, race number 1. Here comes our lead moto. And again, that white knuckle coming down that hill past the Tulsa Theater. Everyone navigating that, I don't want to say with ease, but with definitely some, we'll just say some grace. All right, so bib number 732. That was the second person in that breakaway. That is Jason Evans, Veloce Racing. But now they've had some others join them. So it went from being kind of a little mini 2-man break. Now they're kind of coming up together. Again, we're going to get those cameras up and running eventually and kind of get, for me, so I can see the backside of the race. That's the one great thing all the different sponsors, all the different just infrastructure here at Tulsa Tough is the Jumbotrons. You're able to see what's going on the other side of the race course. We have them set up all around here. This is the downtown L course, right? The drag race, little bit of a climb, not the climbs that you'll see tomorrow, right? There's 100 feet of elevation change every lap on Sunday. Not as much here, but you still have that little dig that you have to take when you head up the hill, called Sound Pony Hill, up towards the Canes Ballroom. Again, this is an L-shaped course, so you're going to have that little drag uphill, you're going to have the downhill, and then this long straightaway. So if you're down here right at the start-finish line, we're at the corner of Boston and Reconciliation Way on lap number 2. Next time we see the race leaders, they'll be finishing up the 2 and getting the 3. And again, we're still early on. It's a 40-minute race, 5 minutes in. But that being said, fastest corner in American crit racing, right? You come down that road, that left-hand turn, and it's 220 meters. So imagine a 220-meter sprint all the way down this main thoroughfare to bring us to the finish line. So we'll look back. Here comes the Don Thornton pace car. As we are early on, we mentioned preems. We'll ring the bell twice in the middle of this one. 2 different preems, courtesy of Bicycles of Tulsa and Smith Farm and Garden. We'll kind of ease our way into that one. So again, welcome. Long day ahead of us. Glad you joined us early on as we watch our brave souls in the Masters B race. So another lap finishing up here, and it will be Todd Swain still, but some new numbers up at the front. So we're going to have bib 751 and 754 joining him. That's going to be Wesley Morgan, 751, Methods to Winning, and David Platten with Blitz Racing CC. That race team out of Arizona, David Platten, bib 754, up in that top 4, along with Todd Swain with Cura. And then also with Jason Evans, Veloz Racing, coming out of Oregon. Again, you look at the registration list all weekend long. This is a national and international event, especially if you looked at the men's pro race last night. My new favorite cyclist, I'm a cyclist. These guys are racers. My new favorite racer, Dario, the winner from Germany, the German crit champion. What an enthusiastic post-race winning interview he gave with Brad Soner. Let's give him a key to the city already, right? So again, international flair that we have here when it comes to Tulsa Tough. So, about 7 minutes in, 40-minute race, but as always, having to try to clean up the backside of the course here as early on. Again, there's a lot of testing of the course because of the rain, so maybe some people make a little business decision here. And Jeff's making sure we keep everything cleaned up here on the course. Those 2 preems will be coming up a little bit. Again, we got some time. Establishing the laps. We'll give it a couple more. We'll get it figured out and make sure we're educating everyone and letting you know how many laps. We're going to start counting them down coming up. So, again, here comes the pace car. We'll get some of the lap racers out of the way. A little bit of a gap has opened in our that main field. As they were coming to the line here, little mini breakaway. So 3-man break. Tulsa Wheelman, that's Corsi, going to move to the front. And then the other 2 members who had joined that break, or the front last time, David Platten and Wesley Morgan. So, Corsi with Tulsa Wheelman, Platten, and Morgan. That's the 3-man break right now. They've opened up a couple bike length gap there, a couple seconds on the peloton. Early on, only 8 minutes into a 40-minute race. But again, because of some of the conditions on the course, there's probably some decisions here that maybe if you let a gap open up, there may be some people not wanting to close it down, especially if it's on a turn or some of those quick turns. Again, L-shaped course. We talk about the hill heading up towards Canes Ballroom. We talk about the downhill and the sprint. But there's 2 tight left-hand turns. Turn number 1 and turn number 2 on this L-shaped course off to the east of the start-finish line here. You hang the left. It's on the backside of the beautiful Guthrie Green here. But again, it's tight. It's still kind of wet. So again, maybe not just bumper-to-bumper racing. And so if you open up a little bit of those gaps, you may see some of those racers start to maybe get distance. And we'll keep an eye. We'll keep an eye on that 3-man break. Again, a reminder, registration tent right across the street here from the finish line. All righty, near the 10-minute mark. We're going to have some of these racers trying to bridge across. That is going to be Jared Neufer, BMC Walmart Cycling, bib number 752, trying to bridge his way up to the front. So again, right now it's going to be Corsi with the Tulsa Wheelman, Wesley Morgan, Methods to Winning, and David Platten with Blitz Racing. They were 1, 2, and 3. But again, just kind of straightened it out a little bit. It had been the 3 racers in the break, and then that gap kind of this to the reduced peloton. But now it's starting to definitely get strung out here as we are into the past the 10-minute mark here. So we're in the second quarter. If we want to flip this into quadrants, we're in the second quadrant of this race here. Again, looking at our schedule today, 9 o'clock, Masters B, 9:45, Men's Cat 5, 35 and above, 10:20, Men's Cat 5 under 35. First 3 races of the day. So, here in our Masters race, we do have preem laps, and next time they roll through and we see those race leaders, we are going to ring the bell. There'll be a preem lap coming up. Alrighty, so next time around, we are going to do a preem lap. We're just trying to establish, again, it wasn't too big of a gap, so I think we're just going to preem the whole field. But again, what has maybe happened on the backside of the course? Again, getting those cameras up, get a little more of a view on kind of what we see there. All right, here comes the Lexus, Don Thornton Automotive Group. Oh, yeah, they're all back together. We're going to ring them up here. This will be a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. That 3-man break has been brought back in. Thin line of racers maybe starting to bunch up a little bit here, but it's going to be a preem lap. This will be a preem lap. This is a preem lap start. $100 cash preem. We are starting it now. Starting with the preem lap. Bicycles to Tulsa, $100 cash preem. Good fortuitous timing for Cure Race for the Cures, Todd Swain. As maybe he had a little ESP there. Todd Swain. The reason I say that is Todd, co-owner of Bicycles of Tulsa, and this is a Bicycles of Tulsa cash preem. So, like I said, a little ESP action going there. So, Todd Swain making the attack. We'll wait to see if he holds everyone off because he's trying to win that $100 cash preem. He either maybe he had that feeling it was coming up, or it was just a great move. He was very active early on in this race. First couple laps, he was definitely pushing the pace, and then dropped back in early on, of course, in this race, back in the main field. But now making that move. There was a long, thin line of racers coming on that final lap when they made their way down the hill. But when they turned, it kind of slowed down a little bit. For being the fastest turn in American crit racing, it kind of slowed down a little bit. Maybe a little caution due to the weather or some of the rain on the wetness on the course. But a perfectly timed attack. So we'll see, is he able to carry that on as far as winning that $100 preem. Again, it's a $100 cash preem. It's a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. Next time we see the Don Thornton Automotive Lexus, next time we see the Lead Moto, the first racer behind them that's not a lap racer. I know there's a lot of administration legalese. I'm giving you the terms and conditions. Get it all out of the way now early on in the day. But the first racer behind that Lead Moto out of that front group that crosses line will win a $100 cash preem, the first preem of day number 2. So we'll look off to the west. Here comes the Lexus. Here comes the thin line of racers. 220 meters. That's the sprint time, or sprint distance, that is. And there's going to be new names and faces making their way to the front, trying to take this $100 cash preem. Coming to the line. That is too close to call. We'll have to wait for the official. Again, it was a neck and neck. We'll go to the slow-mo instant replay to get that one figured out. But what an exciting move there. So Todd Swain did not win his own Bicycle Tulsa preem. We'll have to get the number of the racer and recognize him who did win it. A 2-man break from the front. Or not 2-man break, a 2-man head-up sprint there at the end. So, John Gallagher keeping us honest. He'll go to the slow-mo instant replay to figure out who won our first preem of the day here on the FC Tulsa. So it's a name that we called 754. That's David Platten, Blitz Racing CC. Wins the first preem of the day. 754, racing from Arizona. Blitz Racing CC, bib 754. $100. That's gas money for the drive back to Arizona. His cheering section's exciting. They're thinking, What can we buy with $100? So, cleaning up the backside of the course. Again, 79 brave souls on the registration list. But again, here in our Masters B, it's the first race of the day. There's still some water in the course. So again, tell you what, making some business decisions. Maybe you don't want to follow wheel that tight. Maybe you don't want to take a different turn or angle on some of the those kind of really fast turns on turn 1 and turn 2 or coming down the hill. So again, opening up those gaps and then getting spit out the back. And again, got to make sure we keep this safe with all the different racers on the course. So that being said, we are looking at just making sure it's a safe course, right? We're going to get down to like the business end of this as we're now 15 minutes into the 40 minutes and make sure it's all those racers not getting lapped up there. So again, congratulations to the Preem, 754. That is David Platten, our Preem winner. All righty, moving back to the front, that will be Jared Neufer, BMC Walmart Cycling Team. Right now, if you're in the 750s, you're at the front. Kind of just interesting thing here, right? I mean, you look at all the bib numbers. So with our Masters, they're going to be racing in multiple categories today. So the bib numbers are set up for each of these different categories and everything else. Here in our Masters B race, you're going to see anything in the 200 series all the way up to the 700 series. But we have spent most of the time in the 750s, right? We talked about your Preem winner, 754. Talked about some of the breakaway racers with 751, 754. And then also right now the leader, Jared Neufer, 752. So, again, now we have the laps. We counted the clock up. Now we're counting the laps down. 12 to go, 12 to go, 12 to go. As they continue to mount this fight against the course here, down here in the Tulsa Arts District. So, FC Tulsa, the USL soccer team here in the city of Tulsa. They're our sponsor here on day number 2. Some of the local sports scene. It's not, obviously we're focusing on the two-wheel variety, but last night, you had the Tulsa Drillers over here at One Oak Field. The baseball team, minor league AA team, the fireworks going off after that great win by Dario Rapp in the men's P1 race. And then again, the local soccer team here playing in the USL, the FC Tulsa Football Club, our sponsor here on day number 2. So when the race leaders roll through, it will be 11 to go, 11 to go, 11 to go. So about midway, just getting in the second half of this one. There goes the Lexus. Here comes the lead moto. Pushing towards the front. Maybe some new names and faces here. As we will look here, that's going to be 761. First time we have called Aaron Wright's name with Heretic Racing. He was active last weekend in Norman at the Maverick Criterium. A new race on the Oklahoma and USA Cycling calendar is a 2-day race down the historic University of Oklahoma campus corner on day number 1, and the downtown Thunderbird Crit on day number 2. Aaron Wright, local Okie, racing with Heretic Racing, was pretty active in his races last weekend at the Maverick Criterium. Kind of a warm-up for some before they made the trip here to Tulsa here for the Tulsa Tough Weekend. So, at the front, though, we talk about the 750s, bib number 750s. Now we're into the 760s. So, Aaron Wright, and then right behind him was the aforementioned Todd Swain in the new Cura Racing kit, rolled out a couple weeks ago. Cura Racing Regent Bank. Team Topeka, Josh Collins. He earned his gas money last weekend with a Preem. And that men's Cat 4 race at the Maverick Crit. But right now, cleaning up the back of the course. So we're giving 1 to go. If you're down here and you're like, hey, wait a minute, there's 11 up here. We're here and 1 to go. There's no bells. We're cleaning up again the backside of the course. You're starting with 79 racers. Big field. Again, as they start to get the lap racers, you get them moved off. And clean it up for the contenders at the front. So again, the sponsors, the lead sponsor since 2006, the St. Francis Health System. We already talked about FC Tulsa. Again, you got to say thank you to the William K. Warren Foundation, Williams, Rocks Tech, Tulsa Bone and Joint. We've already talked about Don Thornton. They're going to get their money's worth, as we're going to be calling that pace car all day long. We're rolling out the Lexus now. They'll have a Cadillac. Should have a Jaguar later on. A little car envy going on here. As we now show 10 to go, 10 to go, 10 to go, 10 to go. Todd Swain back in the front. Now a new one moving to the front. That is Jonathan Gardner, Salty Dog Cycling, bib number 733. So, after having it, bib numbers in the 750s, we're back up to some of the 760s here. We talked about Aaron Wright and Todd Swain. And then down there, bib number 733, Jonathan Gardner, Salty Dogs, We'll be racing, I believe, in the men's Cat 3 later on today. Some of these guys and gals, they're masochists, they're sadists. They'll double it up. They'll race in a master's race, and they'll race in their age category, in their skill category. So age-based and skill-based, trying to get as much racing as they can in this 3-day weekend. So under 10 to go. Right now, racers on the backside of the course, navigating their way onto Main Street, making their way up the hill. So if you're just joining us, we're here at the corner of Boston and Reconciliation Way. We will try to tell you where to go. Wander the course. You got the beautiful Guthrie Green here. Our Fondo participants will be finishing up. They'll be rolling into downtown later on. There was about an hour and a half delay. So it started at 7 due to the weather, started at 8:30. So a little delay in getting those Fondo participants back. They'll come rolling on in, and they'll come join you, the revelers here, cheering on the racers all day long as we take it into the evening here at the Arts District. But if you're down here, great spot towards the finish of the race, watching the sprints at the finish line. Also, head up to the hill. Go to Sound Pony, go to the Canes Ballroom. Head on down. If you want to go watch the start of the sprint, it's a 220-meter sprint when you turn that left turn onto Reconciliation Way. All of these team tents, you'll be down there next to the state wheel pit, the black tent down there where mechanicals can get handled up to about 6 or 7 laps to go when 3 laps are done. Again, lots of different spots to watch. As we put another lap in, and it will again be Neuffer at the front. Jared Neuffer with John Corsi, Tulsa Wheelman setting second wheel. So, long, thin line, but taking it easy again as they make that left-hand turn on turn number 1 on the backside of the Guthrie Green. We've already given out 1 cash premium. That was won by David Platten. Well, it was won by his supporters, his friends and family. They were really excited about the $100 cash premium for David Platten. We have another one courtesy of Smith Farm and Garden. We'll wait, though. We'll figure out when we want to roll it on out. As that second cash premium here, our Masters B is just so tantalizingly just dangled. When will we throw it out? When will the carrot be out there? When will we ring that second bell for the second premium here in our Masters B? Again, a reminder, if you're walking around the course, appreciate you being down here, but make sure you're paying attention to the course marshals. You see the Day Glow yellow shirts with our 2025 theme of Fly Over This. The course marshals are here to protect. Carlos, first and foremost, is our director of operation. But no, first and foremost, here to protect the racers. They're working harder than you are. Appreciate their workspace. Make sure you're only crossing in designated crossing spots and only at the behest and approval of our course marshal. Eight to go. When will we throw it out? Second preem. When will we throw it out? We'll wait to ring the bell. Weather is beautiful, about 40 degrees. Well, that's dramatic. 20 to 30 degrees cooler than last year. Is now Corsi making a move on the front. Tulsa Wheelman. First time we've called Paul Hesselgrave with Unicorn Racing out of Colorado. Hesselgrave, a fixture in the Masters race the last couple years. Someone that we've seen very active. First time we've called his name here. Good timing for him moving to the front here with 8 to go. Again, that's Paul Hesselgrave, bib number 736, racing with Unicorn Racing, a unicorn in the wild, moving to the front of our field.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is for this Moral Park. Moral Park has my performance of Mystery and Magic at the high school auditorium. Tickets only $50. Only $50. Only $50. So, we're ready to
Going to give a couple more laps, one more here for the back of this field. Again, we talked about Paul Hesselgrave, Unicorn Racing. It's been coming here for a couple years. Just finishing outside the top 10 on Crybaby Hill the last 2 years, 2023 and 2024. Sitting here in the front, trying to get onto the podium here on day number 2, 2025 edition of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Again, when will we roll out that second preem? When will we fire it off? It's a $100 cash preem courtesy of some of our great sponsors. Longtime preem sponsor, Smith Farm and Garden. We'll wait to ring the bell. We'll wait to ring the bell. The anticipation builds here. They're back together. Maybe we got to set that washing machine on agitate soon. The anticipation will build. Gotta shake it up. If there's not, because there's not going to be an attack, we're going to make an attack. So as we look, it's a reduced peloton from 79 down to the group that we have left. And it shows 7 to go. So moving to the front. As we said, Paul Hesselgrave, Unicorn. Also, our early three-man breakaway compatriot, Wesley Morgan, methods to winning bib 751. He's set in second wheel. And Jonathan Gardner, Salty Dog Cycling, in third. Alrighty, so they're on the backside of the course. They got the Jumbotrons. They may be able to hear my voice. But what will they think we're talking about? Are we going to talk about that second frame? We just may, as we are now down to 7 to go. Free laps will be ending at 6. Again, we'll be ringing the bell all day long in the middle of the race. You're going, man, you guys are crazy. It doesn't say 1 to go. What's going on? Preems. Cold hard cash. So a reminder, we can say thank you to all these great sponsors, everyone making this possible. Also, get some gifts, right? You get the glory sitting on the podium. Also, if you're in first place at all the races, you get a pair of great racing sunglasses, courtesy of Kuro. Kuro, it's out of Japan, great, highly engineered race glasses. So if you're in first place all day long, you get a free pair of the Kuro race sunglasses. And then if you're on the podium, Diamond Seller, another one of our great sponsors, provide pendants to all participants as we're going to have them turn the corner. And when they turn this corner, you're going to hear that bell. It's going to do our second and final preem here, our men's Masters B. So, the much reduced peloton coming along. We're going to ring that bell. It's a preem lap. Ring the bell. It's a preem lap. Corsi, Tulsa Wheelman making the timing here as he's opened up a little bit of a gap. It's a preem lap. $100 cash preem, $100 cash preem, courtesy of Smith Farm and Garden. Long time supporter of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Long time preem provider. Between Bicycle to Tulsa, Smith Farm and Garden, there's thousands of dollars. I don't know, you make it to like hundreds of thousands of dollars since 2006 that they've been giving out $100 at a time. A little bit higher value later on, the higher categories, but right now, $100 here on the line as it's a second and final preem lap. As we get down to 6 to go, we should be down. We're probably out of free laps. So again, if you have any type of mechanical or a crash, it's on you. You got to just chase. So again, a preem lap is what we're on right now. It was John Corsi, Tulsa Wheelman, who made a little bit of a mini attack. He was only about 2 seconds up, maybe. Second and a half off the peloton, but fortuitous timing, we shall see. But as we wait for our peloton to make their way back down the hill and on to the 220-meter sprint on Reconciliation Way. So we talked about Kuro being the official sunglass sponsor. Also, some of the other great sponsors providing the apparel. Moo Apparel, their official jersey sponsor of both Tulsa Tough and the Ace, which is the Fondo competition when you're trying to get 100 miles in 5 hours. ACC, not the Ace, which last night on Friday was the American Criterium Cup. Out of the 3 days, only one of the nights is the ACC, American Criterium Cup race, and that was last night at the McNally's Blue Dome. So we'll have the juniors racing ACC today for the men's pro and women's pros last night. Juniors today. So again, Moo Apparel, official jersey sponsor, as taking the preem will be the Unicorn in the Wild, Paul Hesselgrave, Unicorn Racing out of Colorado. As we said, we've called Paul's name. He's been racing down here in the Masters race year after year, finishing just outside the top 10 in 2023, 2024. I think he's a preem hunter. I believe he's won a couple preems in years past as Hesselgrave, as he takes that final preem of our Masters B, $100 cash preem, courtesy of Smith Farm and Garden. So, out of the way, no more preems. When you hear the bell next, it's going to be the final 1 to go. As we're now under 5. Next time they roll through, Another lap comes down, and another, and another. So as we get to the business end of this one, and you're down here, get off your duffs. Most of you aren't sitting down. Get to the barriers, cheer on the racers. Let them know how much you appreciate how hard they're working here as we get to the business end. Under 5 laps to go here in our Masters B race. Alrighty, down to 4 to go. Now there's been a break, a little mini break going on here. As the first time we're going to call Centier Racing, that is Kenny Stringfellow Jr., 758 Centier Racing Team. I believe he was up there with BMC's Jared Neufert, 752. So a good time there to make the attack as we are under 4 to go. A little mini two-man break. Neufert and Stringfellow with under 4 to go. So they're over there on the backside of turn number 2, trying to peer under the registration tent to look over there onto Cameron. As there's the chase. Looks like they may have caught him. So we shall see. They're going to go up on the hill. They're going to make that right-hand turn on the main as they make their way up the hill, Sound Pony Hill. Next time we see them, it'll be 3 laps to go. Again, a little break that had taken place there. Neufert and Stringfellow, but maybe already gathered up after those first 2 turns on the backside of the Guthrie Green. So Jared Neufert racing Mintz Cat 4, racing in this Masters B race. Coming out of the natural state, out of Arkansas. They're participating in the Natural State Criterium series. Again, there are dozens of these small local series that are all over the United States, all over the globe. Again, some of these Tuesday night races, you go to the Wheeler Crit down in Oklahoma City, you go down to the Driveway Series in Austin. This is crit racing, practice, and competition, of course. We're getting you primed for peak crit season. We've had a couple pro races, but really, last night, the start of the ACC Criterium Cup, St. Francis Tulsa Tough, the first of those races. As we're now going to show 3 to go. And yes, Neufert and Stringfellow brought back into the fold, but they're still making them sit at the front. We're going to have an attack up the outside, though. Attack up the outside, as that is going to be bib number 557. Adrian Castro makes his move for the first time to the front. Paul Hesselgrave sitting in that top 5 as well. So they had made the catch on the backside of this course of Neufert and Stringfellow. And then as they kind of slowed down a little bit here with 3 to go, as they rolled through, I don't know, about 50 meters or so before the start-finish line, kind of looking at each other, some shuffling at the front. And then there was the attack. Castro on the left side going up that left side far barrier at the finish line truss. Adrian Castro, Adricus, I think that's the race team, racing out of Texas, Adricus race team. So on the backside, we'll see if he launches that attack, and we'll see if they counter. Again, looked like they were already starting to get on his wheel. Paul Hesselgrave with Unicorn Racing, a couple others. Maybe that was also, maybe Wesley Morgan as well up there. So, again, being active, trying to counter these races, these attacks, and little mini breaks here, as that 3 to go. Again, with the way the race course is kind of set up, it's a reduced peloton. We've had to pull off all the lapped riders. So a much reduced group from the original 79. And guess what? There's still just some slick spots on the course, so you maybe aren't as aggressive in certain sections. So if you can make a little bit of a break, do you extend that break and suddenly maybe just be in the free and clear? We shall find out. Next time they roll through, it'll be 2 to go. So it'll be the penultimate lap. It'll be 2 to go. When they roll through, 2 laps to go. Get to your feet, cheer them on here. 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. As they've all come back together here. And a unicorn in the wild. Hesselgrave moves his way to the front. But here comes a little bit of a move. No, I thought maybe Matthew Civitella with Reunion Racing out of Texas was going to make a little bit of an attack. But he nosed his front wheel a little bit there, but then brought it back in. So right now, Civitello, Hesselgrave sitting there. So now we're going to have that camera on the backside. They made the turn 1. They're heading on to turn 2. Over here on the backside of the Guthrie Green, they are all back together. So no breakaway out of that. No Civitello attack here with 2 to go. Next time they come through, though, we're going to be ringing the bell. It'll be 1 to go. It'll be the bell lap, the business end, the tip of the spear here in the opening race of the day here, the 2025 edition of the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. Our Masters B, 40 plus, 50 plus, 60 plus categories 3 and 4. Looking to gallop one more time around the meat grinder before they hit that final sprint. So, under 2 to go. They're over there on Main Street. They're making the climb up to Sound Pony Hill. Again, next time we see the Don Thornton Automotive Group, Lexus, roll on through. We're going to ring that bell and let them know 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Coming up. Coming up next, our second race of the day will be our men's Cat 5 35 and over. Should be staging already. If you're in the men's Cat 5 35 and above, you should be staging. Staging is taking place right now for the men's Cat 5 35 and over as we are down to the final 1+ lap. Won't call it 1.5. Because when we see that, and on cue, here comes the pace car. When we see the peloton, we're going to have them hearing bells as we're going to ring it. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Here comes the Lexus with Don Thornton. Here comes the lead moto. And here comes a accelerated peloton as they are upping it. And it's 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Gentlemen, 1 to go, 1 to go. Final lap, final lap. Let's ring that bell. Let's ring that bell. Let's ring that bell. 1 to go, 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 1 to go. Moving his way to the front. That is going to be Bradley Large, Blitz Racing out of Arizona. Teammate of our first Preem winner, David Platten. Is it a team tactic there? Is he going to try to bring Platten to the line? We shall see. But right now, that's the first time we had called Bradley Large's name. As he looked up and suddenly he was at the front of the race with 1 to go. Final lap, final lap, final lap. So again, this is the L-shaped race course here in the Tulsa Arts District. Turn 1, turn 2 in the backside of the Guthrie Green. Not the hill that you'll see on Sunday, but definitely something that will drag the watts out of your legs. The hill up towards the Canes Ballroom. We call it Sound Pony Hill, unincorporated landmass up there. The party starts early and goes all night long. It's a biker bar, but not the one with the Harleys and everything else. It's a cyclist. It's a race. You'll go in there, you see iconic national championship jerseys. You'll see some of the previous winners of Tulsa Tough. You'll see racers, Jani Hamalainen, former Finnish Masters champion. He's got jerseys up there. You go and check it out. Have a party up there, but come down here for the final to watch the final lap, which you should be at right now, here at the corner of Boston and Reconciliation Way. It is the final lap as we are waiting for our leaders to roll on through. Again, we've called a bunch of those racers in bib number 750s. We've talked about your Preem winner, David Platten. We've talked about Kenny Stringfellow. We've talked about Wesley Morgan. We also talked about Paul Hesselgrave. Now, who are we going to talk about at the line? Here they come, making their way down to the sprint, to the front. 2 men coming to the line. It's going to be tight. But I believe, unofficially, that's going to be bib number 751, Wesley Morgan, methods the winning. We'll wait for the official ruling. So that will be Wesley Morgan taking the win with the sprint, methods the winning. I think he's got pretty good methods as he takes the top step here at our Masters B race, opening race of the day here, 2025 edition of the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium. To the line for the sprint and the win. Again, congratulations, Wesley Morgan. All righty, an exciting finish there as they came to the line. 2-man sprint, won by methods to winning. Wesley Morgan, bid number 751, as he is able to hold off the hard-charging Joe McCracken, Turbo Velo Pickle Juice race team out of Pennsylvania. And then in third place, the final step of the podium, a local Okie, racing with Salty Dog Cycling. It's Jonathan Gardner. So you're I say unofficial. I mean, I got the officials that told me what it is. But we'll wait for the official posting. Of course, there'll be a protest period and all that. Got to make sure you let it kind of marinate, sit for a little bit. But right now, you're looking at Morgan, McCracken, and Gardner, 1, 2, and 3. Coming up next will be our men's Cat 5. 35 and above, second race of the day. Should be stagings. We'll be bringing them to the line in just a couple minutes. So we will bring up our men's Cat 5 over 35, our next wave of the day. Check. Next race, our men's Cat 5 over 35. Will be some final pre-flight instructions. Hand it off to Jeff Mertz. Final few seconds before we get the second wave of the day started, starting on the whistle. Men's Cat 5 over 35. 30 minutes of racing for glory, bragging rights, and we'll have some merch. That's the merch. And we are underway. Men's Cat 5 over 35. 21 racers on the start list. We'll roll them on out as we get started on race number 2. So again, congratulations. We're going to try to get our podium handled momentarily, a little bit. I'll wait for official thumbs up from Amy and Scott over at our St. Francis Tulsa Tough podium for our men's Masters B. But taking the win, Wesley Morgan. Methods to winning. Coming out of L.A. Looking at some top 10 finishes last year, like in the L.A. circuit race. And and making his way out here, Tulsa Tough for the 2025 edition, Tour of Marietta, also back CBR Dominguez Hills, a couple of these other races. Been very active in the California race scene and making his way to the top step here at the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. So, opening lap right now. It is our men's Cat 5 over 35. First lap, again, they're racing for 30 minutes. No cash creams. There ain't no payouts. It's Cat 5s, man. This is your beer buddies. This is bragging rights. So, the preems that we will have will be for merch. We'll have some merchandise courtesy of some more great sponsors, some local bike shops, things like that. So, again, we'll be throwing out a couple preems, but it won't be the cold, hard cash preem. It'll be merchandise preems here for our Cat 5 over 35 Weekend Warriors. Alrighty, first lap about to be done and dusted. So, making his way to the front, that's going to be bib number 908. Bobby Abear Jr., Apogee ATP race team out of Kansas. Already we have split the field up here. Small field 21 of our men's Cat 5 over 35. 30 minutes of racing as we are 2:22 into it. Who are we? Sound Pony. When you see the day glow yellow, you know it's a pony rider from Team Sound Pony. But it's also going to be your course marshals. If you see these day glow yellow shirts with the Fly Over This 2025 logo, our theme for 2025 on it, make sure you're paying attention to those course marshals that are protecting the racers first and foremost and protecting you so you don't get smoked down here on Reconciliation Way. Alrighty, so without further ado, we'd like to recognize our Masters B podium. The opening race of the day, the guinea pigs who found out where those wet corners were and how tacky their tires were. So looking at our podium, first making his way with the Salty Dogs cycling team, a local Okie, in third place, Jonathan Gardner. Racing out of Pennsylvania with a hard charge to almost get to first place, but finish at the second step with Turbo Velo Pickle Juice Race Team. It's Joe McCracken. And showing us he knows the methods to winning. Making his way to the top step from California A, it is Wesley Morgan taking the win in our Masters B. Your 1, 2, 3, Morgan, McCracken, and Gardner, your Masters B podium, the opening podium of day number 2 of the 2025 St. Francis Tulsa Tough, the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium. So, another lap, finish up here, as now moving to the front, that will be Alberto Acosta Olivas, independent cycling team out of Texas. Acosta Olivas, bib number 900, as he'll take it on turn number 1. So, only a 30-minute race, about 4.5 into it. Averaging about 2:20-ish, 2:15 per lap. That second lap faster than the first as they kind of figure out the course and figure out where the tires are definitely going to be a little loosey-goosey compared to some of the other corners. So, we'll see if they maybe take a couple more seconds off. But again, we're going to count the clock up and then we'll start counting the laps down. So again, I want to say thank you to the great sponsors and also for our winners, the first place finishers all day long will receive a pair of Kuro sunglasses, engineered out of Japan, race sunglasses, great. Take a look at those. They're some beautiful sunglasses, courtesy of Kuro. Also, all podium finishers, all of our 1, 2s, and 3s, will get a pendant, courtesy of Diamond Seller. Again, our official podium sponsor here the last couple years. Also say thank you to Moo Apparel, the official jersey sponsor of both Tulsa Tough and the American Criterium Cup. Again, say thank you, Kuro Athletic Sunglasses diamond seller pendants, local businesses here. Again, this is made possible when you look and you see St. Francis Health System, you see the FC Tulsa team, you see McElroy Manufacturing, our sponsor on day number 3. Local businesses putting in the support and effort to help keep Tulsa Tough going since 2006. Long-running event. Also say thank you to Don Thornton Automotive as they roll the Defender. The tank comes rolling down, our official pace car. So, another lap down as we will see Apogee Racing. That's Bobby Hebert Jr. with Apogee. Second time we've called his name today as he's back to the front here of our men's Cat 5 over 35. So 6.5 minutes in, 30-minute race. So you looked, we raced 30 minutes here in the men's Cat 5 over 35, and we'll also race 30 minutes in our next race, which is the men's Cat 5 under 35. So weekend warriors, older and younger. Some of these gentlemen may move their way up on our race here. Maybe they're racing the Masters B. They get to be a Cat 4 next year. The under 35, there's some of these cats that are racing Pro 1-2 that were a Cat 5 under 35, racing at Tulsa Tough. Next year, there are 3. Next year, there are 1. They're on this. That's not everybody on a hyper acceleration growth. But again, it's all about progress. You can be a Cat 5, do it for the glory. If you want some cold and hard cash, little payout, you got to upgrade. So if you're listening in, you're going, what's categories, what's cats, what's going on? We're doing crits. Are we doing crits? Are we doing cats? So in road racing here, you have categories. Entry-level Cat 5. So you got your bike. You went down to Bicycles Tulsa, you hit Spoke House, you went down to City Cycles. You're like, hey, I want a bike, I want to race. You're a Cat 5, you just got started. As you progress, you accumulate points. As you get more and more points, trust me, your competition, they want you to get out of your category. They're going to say, this guy's been whooping my butt. Make him be a Cat 4. Move to a Cat 3. Move to a Cat 2. But as Jess Parker likes to say, once you get to Cat 2, it's like a second job. All right, well, Cat 2, Cat 1, Pro level. Again, that's the skill level, starting from 5, going all the way up to 1 in the Pro. So we're going to ring the bell. This is a preem lap. We are starting. This is a start of the preem. Start of a preem lap, as that'll be Yosfini Valdez, Big Yovi out of Texas. Yosfini Valdez, race team Big Yovi out of the state of Texas, bib number 920. Preem lap. It is a preem lap. First of our 2 merchandise preems, as we're going to send him off on the course on the backside of the Guthrie Green. A preem lap here in the Cat 5. Again, it's all amateur, so no money. We don't do the cold hard cash, but we do hand out the merchandise. So there'll be a merchandise gift for whoever wins this lap. Again, it's the race within the race. It is the first of our 2 preems here in our men's Cat 5 over 35. Again, preem lap, as we roll them on through. So we talked about, again, all the great sponsors. We mentioned St. Francis Health System, Don Thornton, and keeping the races going with those pace cars. So we got the Defender rolling out right now. Also, look at Williams, Roxtech, Tulsa Bone and Joint, Aon, Quick Trip. Again, Quick Trip helping out with our live stream. If you're hanging out here and you have to go, I'm sorry you have to go. Wish you'd come back. Wish you'd stay all day. But that being said, if you got to go to tulsatough.com. Check out the live stream. You can watch the broadcast all weekend long at tulsatough.com. Quick Trip, one of the great sponsors, helping with that. As this is a preem lap, so the first person across the line on this lap will win a merchandise gift. As we're waiting for race leader, I believe, coming to the line for that preem, it will be bib number. Nope. So that is Alberto Acosta Olivas, independent cycling team out of Texas. Alberto taking the preem. So it's kind of interesting there. He was there with Yosvani Valdez. Valdez was on his wheel. Maybe a little confusion, did not make the sprint, and it allowed Acosta Olivas to take the preem as he wins the merchandise. First of our 2 preems. We'll throw the other one out. We'll wait a little bit because we're just now we're into the second third of this race. 30 minutes, just over 10 minutes in. So, again, we count the clock up establish average lap time, and then we establish how many laps we have left. So that's why you're looking here. You're like, what's going on? Is this the bell lap? Why is it 0? We've not established the lap counter just yet. Jonathan Gardner, congratulations on your third place finish. No pressure. I did say that you have to be the local Okie. You're one of the guys that try to win the Cat 3 today, this weekend, or tomorrow. Well, that's why you got today, and that's why you got tomorrow. So I have this post I do every year, and I go local Okies. And I go back through, because Cat 3, I always say it's my local heroes. Well, I say that. Masters A, now that I'm almost 50. But Cat 3, that's a local hero, right? So the list of Oklahomans that have won, you go back, 2013, Skylar Mackey, Norman Bridgeshear, 2014, Andy Chastain twice in 2015, Zach Pfaff in 2015. You start going through this who's who. Ray Hall winning it as well. So you go through all these guys. It's been a couple years. 2021, didn't see Cifuentes, who's now racing as a 1-2. And again, Aiden Wyant last year in 2024 winning one of the 3 days Cat 3. So I had this little post. I said, is it going to be a Tayton Parker coming back from college, one of the long-lost 918 kids, the OK Flyers? Jonathan Gardner, you were on my list. You were in the outside lane at the betting window. You weren't the favorite, but you were on my list here. There you go. You got 2 chances here this weekend. Again, Cat 3 race coming up later on. Right now we are 8 laps to go. 8 laps to go here in our men's Cat 5 over 35. Alrighty, so under 8 to go, that is. So we look on, again, thank you to all the great support. Quick Trip providing us the visage here, the Jumbotrons, the live streaming. So we're able to look down Reconciliation Way. This camera angle right now on the screen heading east to west, off towards the Tulsa Theater. Again, you still see some of the water still out in the course. It was a deluge. It's been a wet couple months. Alrighty, we're going to do, let's ring the bell. Second to last preem is we're going to be, second and last preem. All right, another preem lap. This is a preem lap. It'll be a preem lap. Merchandise preem, merchandise preem, merchandise preem. As it's a preem lap, preem lap, preem lap. This is a preem lap. Second and final preem lap here for merchandise in our men's Cat 5 over 35. Had some lap riders in there, so again, there's going to be kind of 2 different groups. There's going to be 2 racers off the front, and then your 3rd through 5th, they're coming up to a couple of the lap riders. But right now, at the front, again, it's going to be the 2 racers who were competing and sprinting it out. Well, one of them was sprinting it out. But at the front, for the first merchandise preem, which was won by bib number 900, Alberto Acosta Olivas, independent cycling team out of Texas. And then behind him, bib number 920. Also out of Texas, racing with Big Yovi Racing Team. It's Josvani Valdez. They're again at the front, and they're going to be contenders here for the second and final preem, a merchandise gift, courtesy of some of our great Tulsa Tough sponsors. So, under 7 to go. Next time we see them roll through, it'll be 6 to go, and free laps will be done. No more free laps as we get to 6 to go, but we are under 7 to go as I head on the backside of the course. Again, this is our men's Cat 5, 35 and over. So, if you're just joining us, we're down here at the start-finish line, corner of Boston and Reconciliation Way, here at the Guthrie Green. Great spot for the finish of the race. But again, if you're wandering around, stop in the local restaurants. Go up to Sound Pony, have a beer. Stop at all the different libation stations, so to speak. Stay hydrated by being dehydrated. Oh, it's counterintuitive, I know. But be careful. It's definitely a beautiful day. It's not the 100 degree that we had last year on day number 2. Be back steamy tomorrow, but that's tomorrow. Let's dwell on the fact that it's beautiful weather here. The rain moved off to the south. A little bit of wet spots here. Kind of slick on certain spots of the course. But again, the racers, that's what they sign up for, the brave souls. So, rolling to the line here as this preem will be taken by Yosvani Valdez. So maybe there was an agreement like, hey, man, you won the last one, Mr. Alberto. Let me win the second one. So our two preem winners in the merchandise here in the men's Cat 5 over 35. The first one, Alberto Acosta Olivas, independent cycling team out of Texas, and Yosvani Valdez with Big Yovi Racing out of Texas as well. So Texas well represented here in our men's Cat 5 over 35, as now we're down to 6 to go. So free laps are done. 6 to go, 6 to go, 6 to go. We started with 21. We're trying to keep all 21 out because it's a smaller field and not pull. You saw in the first race we had 80 racers. Starting to get lapped, had to pull some of those in the back just to clean up the backside of the course, right? You have the Don Thornton Automotive Group pace car. You have the lead moto. You're going to have all of these racers. Again, safety is first and foremost what you need, and a chance to, again, open up the course with this only 21 racers. It's a beautiful chance there. So, again, we're just out getting started. Race number 2. Coming up next will be men's Cat 5 under 35, a race that Eric Franklin hasn't done in many a moons. Congratulations on a top 10 finish last night for Mr. Franklin. Throwing it back to an old school OBP jersey. Franklin racing with Team Topeka. Top 10 in his race last night. We'll see him and the Team Topeka folks all day long. All weekend long racing. So, down under 6 to go, under 6 to go. We will wait for the Don Thornton Defender. On cue, here it comes. Makes that left-hand turn. So, getting down, no more free laps. To the business end of this, we've already handed out, as we said, both of our merchandise preems. But the winner will win some Kuro Athletic sunglasses. So again, the top step of all our races wins these the sunglasses from Kuro. So 5 to go, 5 to go, 5 to go. As again, I think we have some lap riders there, but it's a 2-man break. So 9:06, that's Jonas Harmon, Primal Audi Denver out of Colorado. He is not a lap rider, so he has been able to bridge up. He was part of that group that maybe was between our two breakaway artists and preem winners and that lapped group. There was this little 2-man break, maybe called 3-man break, and I think that's the remainder of them. John Steiner, 9:17, and Kenneth Jackson, 9:25. They had been in that group with 9:06, Jonas Harmon. So Harmon leaving Steiner and Jackson and has bridged up. So now with 5 to go, 5 to go, 5 to go, it is a 3-man break at the front. Alberto Acosta Olivas, Yosvani Valdez, and Jonas Harmon racing out of Colorado. So the two Texans and the Coloradan are at the front of this one as we get down to 5 to go. Alrighty, down under 5 laps to go. Men's Cat 5 over 35. If you're in the men's Cat 5 under 35, you should get pretty close to the staging areas. We'll get that started pretty soon, as that's the next race of the day coming up at the end of this one, the men's Cat 5 over 35. So again, right now you're joining us. It's day number 2. We're just getting started. Beautiful weather. There's the fondos going on, right? People are trying to do the ACE challenge. They're racing all over. It was a little bit of a delay with the weather. But the Fondo participants doing a couple different categories of mileage, all the way up to the ACE, which is the 100-miler. They'll be filtering on in as we go on. As we have 4 to go, 4 to go, 4 to go, and it is still a 3-man team at the front. Sorry, if you're not here, you didn't see some of our great and really loyal supporters get splashed by the Don Thornton Automotive Group Defender. We talked about the rain has gone away, but there's still some puddles on the course. And unfortunately, there's a puddle right there for some of our finish line enthusiasts. And hopefully that does not dampen their spirits to stay here all day and cheer on these racers as we're getting towards the business end. Under 4 to go, under 4 to go, under 4 to go. So, run around the Guthrie Green, go find some towels. But the rest of us are going to be sitting right here waiting as, again, it's under 4 to go. Coming up, as I said, men's Cat 5, under 35, next race, another 30-minute race coming on up. So, backside of the course here, still battling it out and competing here. We'll be recognizing the top 3, though, only on the podium. And right now, those 3 are off the front with this pretty big lead here at our men's Cat 5. Again, it's Acosta Olivas, it's Valdez, and it's Harmon. Harmon bridging on up to Alberto Acosta Olivas and Yosvani Valdez about 2 laps to go to make it this 3-man breakaway. So we'll wait to see. As again, looking off to the west, we'll see some of the fans crossing the street there. Again, if you're down here to the business end, come to the start finish line. Watch the finish. That'll be exciting stuff. Once that's done, you got some time. You got lots of laps to go today. Head on out. Go check out some of the rest of the sights and sounds here of the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium area. Grab a bite to eat. Head on over to Main Street. There's a bunch of merchandise tents set up over there. Great stuff over there. Go see the Legion tent. They'll sell you a shirt. Go check it all out. There's all sorts of things over there you can do all day long here at the St. Francis Tulsa Tough. So now it's going to be 3 to go, 3 to go, 3 to go. And our 3-man breakaway, our podium, will come from these 3 brave souls as they make their way with 3 laps to go here. And our L-shaped drag race, that is the FC Tulsa Arts District race course. Again, if you're just joining us, you hear my voice, come on down to the start-finish line. You want to get registered, registration tent right across the street from us, right next to the St. Francis Health System podium, where we'll be recognizing our winners and the top 3 finishers all day long. And again, if you're a winner in your category race, you're going to get the top step. You get Kuro athletic sunglasses, engineered and made in Japan. They're beautiful race sunglasses, courtesy of Kuro. Also, all 3 of our finishers for all the different races, they get an official Tulsa Tough pendant, courtesy of Diamond Sellers. Again, sponsors make this happen. Today on day number 2, it's the FC Tulsa soccer team. And we say thank you for helping bring this to you. All right, a lot of administration, a lot of legalese, went through the terms and conditions, you checked the box, you got it. We'll be talking about it all day, but now, getting that out of the way, we're going to get to the penultimate lap. It's going to be 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. When our race leaders roll through, the 3-man breakaway of Alberto Acosta Olivas, Yosvani Valdez, and Jonas Harmon, when they come through, they are going to have the penultimate lap. They will see 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. So again, with a field of 21, able to leave the triathletes, weekend warriors, all the racers out there in the field, let them finish and be able to battle it out for their final bragging rights here in the men's Cat 5 over 35. But right now, we're going to be looking for the battle for the podium. So, backside of the course, racers will come on through, and we'll look for those race leaders as they're going to have 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. 2 laps to go. Final 2 trips around the race course for our 3-man breakaway here in the men's Cat 5 over 35. Valdez, Acosta Olivas, and Harmon, 1, 2, and 3 as they roll through with 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go. Again, the 2 Texans, and then Harmon racing with that Primo Audi Denver team out of Colorado. So again, we will wait as they continue to filter on through here. 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go, 2 laps to go. So the 3-man breakaway, we see them up Boston here. They're about to make that right-hand turn off of Cameron. They'll hang out on the right, and they'll start to head up Sound Pony Hill for the Jumbotron and speakers up the hill. We're sending them your way for the second to last time here. Sound Pony Hill. Racers are heading the way. 3-man breakaway looking to take the win. Who will it be? They've been off the front for a while. In the form of Alberto Acosta Olivas and Yosvani Valdez. Jonas Harmon had bridged up around 3 or 4 laps ago. Plenty of time to recoup, set in the wheel, save the watts, get your heart rate back down as they are staying together, really working together. Last couple times through, we've seen them kind of rotate to the front, even though it looks like Harmon maybe's been sitting on the back a little bit, maybe kind of playing a little game, save a little energy. We shall see. As the next time they come through, it'll be the final lap. So 2 to go, 2 to go, 2 to go here for the rest of our peloton. We're going to have 2 to go as they roll on through. See some of those Cat 5 racers wearing the Moo apparel. Moo, the official jersey sponsor of Tulsa Tough. And here it is. It's going to be the bell lap, going to be the bell lap, going to be the bell lap. As looking for our racers, there they are. They passed some of the lap racers. 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. Gentlemen, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go, 1 to go. So do have a couple lap riders on the backside of it, but the 3 racers at the front that we're paying attention to, it's going to be bib number 920. Giovanni Valdez sitting in second wheel. That is going to be 900. Alberto Acosta-Olivas, and sitting in the third wheel, bib number 906. Jonas Harmon, your 3-man breakaway, looking to take all 3 steps here of the podium. But who will be on the top step when we finish this race number 2, the men's Cat 5 over 35? So, little jumbotron there, looking down the hill from the iconic Cain's Ballroom, down towards that little confluence of Main Street and Cameron. That intersection there, here comes the Land Rover Defender. There are a couple lap riders hanging on the back there, but it's the 3 at the front, Acosta, Olivas, Valdez, and Harmon, that we're going to keep an eye on here, as they're going to roll on through. Acosta, Olivas, racing age of 36. Jonas Harmon, racing age of 44. And Valdez, the young racing age of 49. The 3-man breakaway as they make that left-hand turn. The shadow of 244. They'll take it to the right curb there, and they're about to make that second to last turn here. So make that left-hander. So they're right now opposite corner of us up here. They're going to make the left-hand turn for the downhill section here that's going to take them down to what they call the fastest left turn in American cyclocross racing. That turn in front of the Tulsa Theater for the 220-meter gallop, the final sprint here at the FC Tulsa Arts District Criterium here, day number 2. So we'll look. Here comes the Defender, the Land Rover, courtesy of Don Thornton. Here comes, I think that's going to be some of the lap riders. And then here comes your 3. The 3 leaders are in that group with some of the lap racers. A little bit chaotic here as they're going to make their way to the line. Here comes the sprint. Living a Rocky Mountain high, taking the win. That will be Colorado's own Jonas Harmon. Again, a little chaotic coming out of that lap riders as he made his way to the front. We'll have to wait and go to the line, go to the instant replay slow-mo to figure out who was second and who was third between Acosta Olivas and Giovanni Valdez. But unofficial, taking the win out of Colorado, racing with Primal Audi Denver, Jonas Harmon, winner here in the men's Cat 5 over 35. We'll take a look at the Jumbotron here, replay there. Again, watching Harmon, had a couple bike links there. And I'll tell you what, too close. Have to wait for the officials to get that sorted out to figure out who was second and who was third between Acosta Olivas and Valdez. And right on cue, John Gallagher, keeping me honest so I can stop lying to you folks and give you the hard truth. Giovanni Valdez takes second place by a hair there over Alberto Acosta Olivas with that little final sprint there for the final 2 participants in the podium. So, your finishers here in the men's Cat 5. In first, Jonas Harmon. Second, Giovanni Valdez. And in third, Alberto Acosta Olivas. 1, 2, and 3 here in our men's Cat 5 over 35. So coming up next, we will be recognizing our podium for those same 3 gentlemen we just mentioned, so make sure they hang out. If you are on the podium of any race today, don't head to the hotel, don't take a shower, don't call mom, I want, don't go anywhere. You can do that later. Stay around here. We want to recognize you, get you on the podium in the follow-on race that will start just after